San Francisco's second encounter since the deal. Steve Scarsoni, the 3-run blast and a 4-run San Francisco lead, but the Reds would rally. Top of 5, Benito Santiago. Knocks in a couple on this RBI single. Reggie Sanders and Brett Boone in. Santiago to second, standing as they come from 4 runs down to take the lead, 7-6, and the Reds kept it coming. Top of 7, Thomas Howard up with a couple of runners on. He takes the Luis Aquino pitch out of the park, and the route was on from there. 14-6 when the day was done. A big day for Barry Larkin, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Former Giant Dave Burba, part of the Deion Sanders trade, pitched 3 scoreless innings of relief for the win. The Reds break their 3-game losing slide while handing the Giants their 13th loss in 18 games. On to the Astrodome. Rockies in town. Top of 10, game tied at 3. Astros gamble. Dante Bichette, his bunt stays fair. Eric Young will score. Rocks up 4-3. Bottom 10, no worries for the hometown crowd. Jeff Bagwell facing Steve Reed, and Bagwell wins it. The upper deck job to tie it at 4. They would play a couple more. Bottom 12, Orlando Miller. The base knock, Bagwell scores the winning run. 5-4 Astros. Break out the cannons. Jeff Bagwell homered, singled, and scored the go-ahead run as the Astros rallied to victory. Colorado loses their 3rd straight while in the midst of 25 consecutive games without an off day.
Well, it probably just felt like that at Joe Robbie Stadium today. The Padres winning the opener of a doubleheader with the Marlins. Phil Plantier driving in 4 RBI with 2 doubles. Then in the nightcap, bottom of the 4th, the Marlins with a 1-0 lead. Bases loaded, full count, and Greg Colburn hits one up the middle. Jody Reed with a boot. And Jerry Brown and Chuck Carr in for a 3-1 Florida edge. After the Padres had come back to tie it in the 5th, Russ Morman against Glenn Dishman, and Morman launches one into the empties up and left. The Marlins win the nightcap 8-5, and this game showed the effects of playing more than 9 hours in the South Florida heat and humidity. There were 7 errors, including 4 by Marlins infielders Kurt Abbott and Mario Diaz. Also, Carlos Perez scattered 3 hits over 8 innings. Royals, another hot day in KC. Got to hose off Luis Polonia. Anything you can do to cool off. The Yankees' Andy Pettitte. He gave up just 1 run against Kansas City 2 weeks ago, and he was doing it again, mowing them down. Chris James, Curtis Goodwin, chasing it. They couldn't touch it. Pettitte with 5 Ks. Meanwhile, Mark Gubicza looked good. 5 Ks in this game, scattered 7 hits over 7. Gooby had it working. 4th inning, bases full of Yanks, and Greg Gagne off the bat of Mike Stanley, can't handle it. It'll bounce out into the pasture. Paul O'Neill is in, or rather, Paul O'Neill is nailed at the plate. Deion James was able to score, but that was it. A 1-0 Yankees victory. New York's coming back to life, too. They've won 8 of their last 9. Meanwhile, Kansas City has lost 7 of 9 and got more bad news Thursday with the plate. Liner to the right side. Brent Gates climbing the ladder, hauls it down. Gates with a nice day offensively, had a 2-run home run that would give the A's a lead. In fact, they would start running away with it 7-2, and then Stan Javier belts one into the stands. In fact, was the wind blowing out? Javi knocks one into the upper deck. 4 runs each in the 2nd and 5th inning for the A's. Sparky couldn't deal with it. And after being called out on strikes, that's going to be a little time off for Kirk Gibson. As he gets in Jim Evans' face, a little bump, a little grind. Gibby will get a suspension. A's win at 11-3. The A's shaking a 5-game losing skid, and they win for the first time away from home in a month. Mike Moore getting beaten up lately. He's 0-5 in his last 6 starts. 7-game losing streak dating back to his time with the Cubs. Hasn't won as a Dodger. Didn't look like he'd do it tonight. David Justice, a 3-run poke into the empty pavilion and right. Tommy says, I will not pitch Willie Banks again. No, that's not true. Dodgers rally, though. Bottom 5, Eric Karros, hot shot into left. Ryan Klesko can't get it. Mike Piazza's in. Karros legging all the way to 3rd for a triple, and the Dodgers trail by just 1. Still bottom 5, and Tim Wallach will break the seal. 4-4 tie, a 2-run blast off Kent Merker, who just started to get roughed up in the middle inning. 6-4 Dodgers. They rallied for 5 runs in that inning with 2 outs and went on to win it 9-4. John Cummings out of the bullpen, earning his first National League victory. He allowed Atlanta just 2 hits in 4 2/3 innings of relief. L.A. moves within 3 games of Colorado's lead in the West. As for the Phillies, they had the Pirates at the vet, looking to gain ground on the Braves. The kid just going dog soda. The guy on the right goes, I'm just going to have some AB on. I'll be fine. You know, the players, fans, separation. Al Martin, the hitter, Mickey Morandini stops it right there. Pirates with a 3-2 lead in the 7th of the Phillies rally. Morandini with a looper, and it's off Martin's glove. That's an error. That's going to be extra bases. That's going to get Lenny Dykstra in to tie the game. A couple of men later, Darren Dalton to the gap in left center. Morandini's in. Phillies lead it 4-3. 9th inning. Can the Cliff hold it? Heathcliff Slocum to get the save. 2-run lead. Orlando Merced waving at the high one. and he preserves it. Phillies win it 6-4. They complete the sweep of the 3-game series and stand 6 back of Atlanta in the East now. Michael Mims made his first appearance out of the bullpen after 16 starts, tossed 2 2/3 innings of no-hit ball to earn the win.